Hello, this is Stampylonghead, and welcome to a Minecraft Let's Play video, and a very special video here because it's an update video talking about all of the stuff that's been added to the Xbox 360 version of Minecraft in the title update 7. And I'm not going to go through everything. Actually, I think I will. I think I'm going to literally say every thing that's been changed and added, but at least go through all of the important things and the things that you care about, and you can there get a little bit of a glimpse of what we're going to be looking at later on in the video. As you can see there, a poor villager there stuck in a cage, but we're going to look at him later on. But for now, I'm going to start off with the thing that I think is the most important and game-changing and my favourite addition in this update, at least so far, and you can probably tell what it is by these items. It's the ability to make snow golems, and the way you do it is you just place down 2 snow blocks and then put a pumpkin on top, and then ta-da! We here have a nice friendly snow golem who will try and defend you by throwing snowballs, and they can also like spread snow around on the floor, but for some reason they're not doing it here on my Nether brick roof, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about Nether brick later on. And oh, here's Harry. This is Harry the dog. This is a new world that I created just for this video, just so I could have all of the new updates, and yeah, so this is the little house that I built, and this is Harry, the first dog that I found here. And let's go downstairs and talk about some of the actual more important and game-changing stuff that has been added to the game. I don't think there's anything in here I need to take, do I? No, not really. I'm okay, I'm set. Yeah, so this is my house. This is my lovely Nether brick house. I really wanted just like to use new materials and stuff, and oh my god, I totally didn't even notice that at first. There's a little Christmas tree here. Longbow's in the game as well, and I actually had to do a bit of a double take before I noticed that he was there standing there. Yeah, I see you now, Longbow. I know who you are. I can see your gamer tag just about. There we go. He's finally stood up. Oh my god, that like scared the crap out of Harry there. Harry was like, "What the hell? The tree just ran out the door." And I'm also being joined in here by Hit the Target, who you may remember I had a battle with recently and actually killed, but don't worry, that is only in my lovely world. In this world, he is okay, and he's actually an elf in this world, and he's there just sort of made a home in my cauldron and just hanging out in there. Anyway, this is my magic room, and this is where all of the magic happens, and it is a great place to demonstrate some of the biggest additions, which is basically the ability to brew potions and to enchant your items. And I'm going to start off with potions. I'm no expert with potions. I've only played around with them now, but there's a bunch of new items in this chest here that can be used to make potions, and these aren't the only items you can use to make potions. You can use some stuff that are in the game already, like glow dust and stuff, but things like blaze rods new, blaze powder, magma cream, gold nuggets are new, ghast tears, spider eyes, fermented spider eyes, nether warts, and glistening melons are all new, as well as glass bottles and water bottles. And in here, we can see all of the new potions. Here are some that I brewed earlier. I actually cheated using creative mode just to put all of these in so I could show you them. And these are all of their like most powerful forms. When placing them in, you can actually choose how like powerful these potions are and how effective they're going to be. And so yeah, we can see we got the a potion of regeneration, swiftness, fire resistance, poison, healing, weakness, strength, regeneration, slowness, harming, slowness, strength, weakness, healing, poison, fire resistance, swiftness, and harming. I think I said some of them twice, but I think some were like bad ones and some were good ones and stuff. And I'm going to quickly show you how to brew a very simple potion. It's a good idea to have a cauldron nearby, and cauldrons are basically just used to store water. You can get a bucket of water and you just pour it into the cauldron and it will fill up, and I think there's 3 bottles of water you can get from that cauldron, but you don't have to use a cauldron. It's actually probably better just to use like a normal infinite water source, but cauldrons do look quite cool anyway. And then you go over to here, and then you can basically place your bottles of water at the bottom down here. You can just quick move them, and then you place any ingredient up there, and there's all different combinations. Look on the Minecraft wiki to find them all out, but I try and make a healing potion. I think I use Netherwort to make a awkward potion, and then you add anything else to it to sort of try and make it into different potions, and then you can add other ingredients to make them more potent and stuff. And as I said, I'm no expert yet, but this is something we can all have some fun sort of playing around with and trying to create like by ourselves, but that will take a little while. And I'm actually going to get 3 different potions from that because I put in like 3 different bottles of water, and then I think I'll get 3 awkward potions from that if I'm right. And I think you use Netherwort to make a positive potion, and then you use Spider Eye to make a negative potion. So yeah, I got 3 awkward potions, and then I could put whatever I want in the top to make something else. And I'm not entirely sure. Let's put a gold nugget in. Let's see if that works. Nope, gold nugget doesn't work. I'm not entirely sure. There we go. I'm probably making something to do with fire now. So we'll just leave that going. And whilst that's going, I'm going to talk about enchantment tables. And these are another craftable item, and they're used to enchant your gears. Things like swords and armor and stuff you can enchant using this. And looks like I've got a couple snowmen there keeping guard at the door. And the way you do enchanting is you actually use your experience, and you get experience by mainly fighting, also mining certain ores and fishing and cooking and stuff. But you can also cheat and here use this new item, a bottle of enchanting. And if I throw that down, you can actually see my experience bar going up. You see at the bottom, you can see my level is 17, 18, 19, 20. And I actually use that experience to enchant my items, and I'll be nice and I give some to Longbow and some to hit the target as well. They're such weird looking snowmen. Look at their like really lopsided faces. There we go. I've used all of them up, and then I can take my favorite diamond sword and I place it in here, and I simply place it over, oh god, not there. What are we doing? There we go. I place it there, and then I have a choice of like these different effects. You can use a wiki to find out what does what, and I go for 24 because it's the strongest one, and I've here got a diamond sword which has got knockback on it, and I don't know, I assume that knocks enemies back or something. I haven't done all of my research to what all the different enchanting stuff is, but it's been out for so long on PC. There's so many guides and wikis and stuff about it. You can find out about it all pretty easily. Something else to note is that if you put these bookshelves around it, you can see like there's those kind of weird symbols floating into the book, that sort of weird language. That actually makes it more effective, the enchantment table. And if you have a 1 block gap around the hole outside, I know I kind of didn't because it didn't really fit in. It's the most effective way. And also, Longbow mentioned that you can actually get books back out of bookshelves if you destroy them. So yeah, there you go. You can actually get more books by destroying bookshelves now rather than losing everything. And I think that's all I've got to show you in here. I've shown you all the new items. I've shown you all the potions. There's nothing in there. And yeah, so this is everything there is to do with brewing stands and enchanting and stuff. And I'm sure, no doubt, I'm going to do some more videos about it in the future. Anyway, moving on to here, where I'm going to talk about some of the new blocks and items we have. We've, of course, got Nether brick, which my entire house is built out of. You can also have Nether brick stairs and fences, and you find them naturally in Nether fortresses. And I'm going to show you some footage of that a little bit later on, as well as a blaze and a Magma Cube. I think it's called a Magma something or other. I can't remember what they're called. Yeah, Magma Cubes they are. They're kind of like weird fire slime things. I'm going to show you them a little bit later on. Also, we here have lily pads, which are kind of pretty useful. They're basically used to walk on water. You can see there's water there, but I can still walk on the lily pad. And they're mainly used as sort of bridges or to sort of build in the middle of the water. If you have a massive ocean and you want to build something in the middle, you can place a lily pad on the water, and then you can actually build on top of the lily pad. So they're kind of useful. This is endstone, which can only be used in creative mode at the moment, and it's basically what the end is mainly made out of. And once the end is added to the game, we can go to the end, obviously, and you'll see a lot of that. But for now, it's just something nice you can build out of in creative mode. Here we got shrubs and ferns, and I looked at all of the changes and additions, and it said that these are new, even though we've obviously seen things very similar before, but I think they're just sort of their own unique items now rather than just another type of tall grass. So that's just something to bear in mind. Also here we got mycelium, and a snowman looking through my window. Yes, it's called, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it, I said called like mycelium, something like that. And this is actually what the new mushroom biome is made out of. And once again, I'm going to show you that a little bit more later on in the video. Also over here we have the Eye of the Ender, which is a craftable item using a ender eye. And if I just go in this dispenser, you can see this is what they look like. And their main purpose is to find these things, which are end portal frames. And these aren't in the game naturally anyway. You can only place them in creative right now. But basically in the actual game, you have a bunch of these. I think it's something like 12 of these, maybe 24, something like that. And you basically place these into like slots on the top, and it creates a portal to get into the end. And there you can face the Ender Dragon, but that's not in the game yet. But they've just sort of brought these items forward. And what you would normally do is you'd go outside and you'd throw it in the air, and it would go woo and kind of make a really pretty like shape in the sky, and then it would show you like how to get to the end portal. But obviously we don't have that yet. Anyway, as it's getting dark though, I'm actually going to go to bed and hope my snowmen join me going to bed as well. All right, Longbow running around there as a Christmas tree. Get out my room. You can see here I've actually sort of based my room a little bit and what my room looks like in my actual house. I've gone for the same sort of colour schemes and stuff, just so things feel familiar for me. And in the morning, I'm going to talk about some of the new additions that have been added to the game. Things like the ability to breed now, as well as NPC villagers or testificates, I think everyone seems to call them, as well as the new biomes and the additions that have been added to the Nether. But first, hopefully my friends are going to go to sleep. Actually, this might be a good opportunity to talk about the fact that there's new items that you can do, not items, sorry, like features for host options. Because a lot of people still griefed, even with the new host options, you now have more control, so I can now have a lot more control over what they can do. Can they build? Can they attack? Can they open stuff? And this is just something that is good if you like hosting a lot of community worlds like I do. It's good to be able to decide like exactly what someone can do. So now they could be able to open doors, but not necessarily be able to build and stuff like that, which is very useful for me, and I'm sure a lot of other people as well. Something else that is new to the game is what ender pearls do, and ender pearls were in the game anyway, but they were completely useless at first. But now, when you throw them, you actually get teleported. So as you can see, if I throw one over there, I actually get teleported straight to here, and it does actually hurt me. So it's not like the best way for to travel. But if you do want to get somewhere quickly, I could say if I want to get to my roof, if I chuck that up there, hopefully. Oh god, I've just thrown it completely over my roof. I think. Oh no, where am I going to land? Okay, let's try this again, like that. Okay, it looks like I got an absolutely awful throw, so I'm completely missing, but you get the idea. They're kind of useful. They do hurt you, but if you're playing on creative mode or something, that doesn't really matter. Also on peaceful mode, so that's something quite cool. But one of the best new additions is the ability to now breed. As you can see here, I've got 2 sheep, which I've got in a little pen here, and if I get some wheat, these sheep are actually going to follow me, and so... What was that weird sound? Oh, there's an Enderman behind me. All right, buddy. That's actually Fred the Enderman, who's an Enderman from my own world, and he actually joined me over here. You can see here, I get this wheat. The sheep will actually follow me around the pen, and it's very easy to herd like groups of any type of animal, not just sheep, and they just sort of follow you when you're holding wheat. But if you feed them both wheat, they get into love, and they do a little bit of kissing and rummaging around in the pen. And if you look here, out pops a little baby sheep, which is getting flung into the air. Still a little bit glitchy at the moment, but I'm alright. Calm down, love. Someone's excited because they got some action. Yeah, you can see a little baby sheep down there, and that will grow up to be a normal sheep like their parents. And it's just another useful thing to be able to do. And if I died to these sheep, and then like they both made love, then the baby would be the same colour wall as them. And this is the same for pretty much all of the animals, with the exception of dogs. Which you don't feed wheat, you actually feed them any type of meat, like cooked meat, like pork chops or something, and then you can actually have baby puppies as well. So I'm sure I'm going to have some like more dogs added to my world pretty soon. Also over here you can see, kind of mean of me, I actually put a NPC villager here into a little pen just to sort of show what they look like, and these are only spawning in villagers, and there's actually a village over there. You can see another villager just sort of wandering around there, and Longbone hit the target. I've actually named them mini Stampy Longnoses because they've all got quite long noses and they look a little bit weird and gormless and stuff. So that's the majority of the stuff that I wanted to show you around here. Something else which is new and been added to the game is the fact that you can now have custom animations, and here's a brilliant example of that. This isn't necessarily the kind of animation and the stuff that you should be doing, but you can see here that Hit the Target is running around with his arms outstretched, and that's because he's got custom animations on, and you can turn them on and off, and it basically changes whatever animation you have dependent on what seed you have, not what seed you have, what skin you have, sorry. So as you can see, Hit the Target is here, some sort of Christmas zombie thing. He's here running around with his arms stretched out, and as I said, you can turn them on and off, but it's just quite a cool addition. Say if you want to do like a machinima or just sort of scare your friends like Hit the Target's doing as he's here trying to scare Harry. It's just something else like that's kind of cool that you can do. And the last thing I really want to show you now is my mushroom biome, and I do have one here on this world, and it's quite far away, so I'm just going to go and fly over to it. But as I fly over to it, I'm actually going to show you some footage of some of the stuff that I recorded earlier in the Nether. There are now Nether fortresses that spawn in the Nether, and it's basically like a bunch of bridges and platforms and stuff, and that's the best place to find blaze, which is a new type of mob, which are good because when you kill them, you can get blaze rods from them, which is like used to make brewing stands, I believe. And so yeah, here's some footage of them. It's just a new enemy you got to deal with in the Nether, as well as I mentioned earlier, magma cubes, which are very similar to slimes, but they look kind of cool when they sort of bounce because like their bodies come apart. So here's just a little bit of footage of like the other new mobs that have been added to the game. But if you join me back here now, in the original video, you can see here that I've flown over here to a little kind of mushroom island which sort of spawned here, and they look a bit weird, and they got that weird sort of grey texture on the floor, but the most exciting thing about them are these, which are called Mooshrooms, and they're kind of like normal cows. You can milk them like you would a normal cow, but obviously they got mushrooms just sort of growing on the top of them, and if you kill them, you can actually get those mushrooms. And I think I did it wrong. I think there's some sort of certain way you got to kill them, but it's just another new mob that's been added to the game, and quite a silly one. And the final few additions that I want to mention are a bit boring and a bit out of the game, but there's some new additions that have been added to the training world, just to sort of talk about all of the new stuff that's been added, as well as the how-to menu. There's some more information that just sort of tells you about the new additions and sort of explains things further. And also added to the tutorial world is another music disc quest. You may remember, if you've been subscribed to my channel for a while, in the 1.8.2 update, they added a bunch of like music discs hidden around the tutorial world, and I made a couple videos like doing quests trying to find them, and I'm probably going to do that again now because they've sort of added some new hiding locations for these music disc stuff. And the very last and like most boring thing I want to mention is that on the download content menu, they've also added the ability to download avatar skins. So if you wanted some Minecraft skins for your avatar, you can now download them straight from the Minecraft main menu in the download content section. But that's pretty much everything noteworthy that I needed to tell you about the title update 7. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you all later. Bye!